Hi everybody, welcome to Badminton Racket Review, and this our 578th badminton racket we've tested, and this is the Victor TKF 4U or Victor Falcon series 4U. Right, let's start with the racket spec as we normally do. So this is same as the 3U, if you saw the same 3U video. So the shaft is towards stiff, the racket weight is 4U, and the head balance of the racket is towards the head heavy. In terms of the design of the racket, it's identical to the 3U. It's got beautiful graphics on the shaft here, lovely graphics here. Has this really nice sort of gold leaf. I don't know how clear you can see that here. I'm just looking at the screen. Has really nice gold leaf sort of paintwork there, and nice graphics around the head. I mean, I think Victor are doing a great job on the design and execution, because it's really well executed as a racket. It's beautifully executed. But take a look at this design video and see what you think for yourself. Okay, so the price of this racket is about £159 in the UK. It's available from a lot of stockists. You'll need to check in your area the availability and the price. The price we're quoting today is accurate at the point of making this video. We will be selling these rackets at www.badminton-racket-review.com. The 3U and the 4U version will be on that website from the 1st of August. So the weight, as I said earlier, this is a 4U. It says on the racket it's a 4U weight racket. What we're going to do is just put it onto the scales and see how much it weighs with the strings and the grip attached. Right, so the weight of the racket is just short of 87 grams, which is actually not bad given it's a 4U racket. I think pretty much most manufacturers aren't weighing their rackets with the strings and grips on. Only a few now have started, as we've made these videos and said, well, how do we know what this weight represents? Only a few have now started saying this is the unstrung weight, but nevertheless, this is the weight with the grip and the string is going to be just short of 87 grams. There will be variation according to manufacturing processes and slight differences like that, and what string you use and so on. Let's move on to a smash test now and see how good this racket is at smashing the shuttlecock. Don't forget, we measure smash speed by measuring the shuttlecock velocity in kilometers per hour. We're going to now do a maneuver test, see how quickly this racket head moves through the air. And finally, we're going to see how good the racket is at controlling the shuttlecock. Okay, those tests are complete. Now, if I was to give you an overall summary, because some of you are expecting some kind of summary on these videos were originally only intended as teasers to what's on our website, but to give you a summary, just bear with me one moment. Just going to check my notes here because there's so many rackets we go through, it's difficult to remember all of them. So the summary on this racket is, because it's fairly stiff, it has a head heavy balance. What we found is it's hard work, it's expensive, but does have good power if you know how to utilize that power. And what we mean by that is if you have the necessary arm and hand speed to be able to push this racket and get the performance out of it. Many people, and I mean many, even though we think we're great players, we can get around the court quick, we have good technique, we have good power, most people won't be able to get the full potential out of this racket. So be mindful of that before you go out and spend £160 on a racket. That would be my advice there. The specs of this racket are listed below in the description, along with our own specs, so you have some sort of comparison. To get a full view, a review of this racket, we do now with all of our racket reviews on the Badminton Racket E-Zone. We now give members only videos where we talk about the smash, the defense, net shots, drive shots, overhead shots, and how we found the racket in those performance areas, so you get a real deep understanding of the racket before you make the purchase. It's definitely worth doing. From any point, from £20 upwards, is definitely going to the Racket Review E-Zone and checking that out. This is what a typical page looks like on the E-Zone. Finally, I'd just like to remind you guys that we test all rackets in the same way. We use the same machines on all racket. We restring all rackets with the same string at 25 pounds of tension, and we try to minimize the possible variables that could exist in testing. I'm saying that because we get asked that question so many times. If I just mention it on the video, it may answer those questions for you. Below you will see links to our racket site, to the Badminton Racket Review site, and also a link on how to use Badminton Racket Review if you're looking to become a member or already are a member, because many members are not managing to utilize the full potential of our site. That's what we found so far. So I hope you found that helpful. We will be up next with the next video very shortly, and we're going to be probably doing Yonex.